Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's great to be back once again here on this special show. Here, let me do something. Try and get that glare from behind me right here. Welcome to hashtag Fade to Black Hole. I got sneeze. Ah, ah. I'm your host, Donna Alamante Morris. Um, if it's just going to be me on the show, I'm not going to be on here for too long, but because I'm actually this and also working at the same time. But y'all come first. Not going to do an opening statement. I just want to address something that is going on currently in our news. Once I get everything set up on my end. So let me just get that straight. Give me a second. Hopefully it's showing. This is what I'm going to talk about. Hopefully y'all can hear.
Beneath this border bridge in Del Rio, Texas, a group of migrants grows by the hour. The men, women, and children, mostly from Haiti. Tonight, they number nearly 15,000, tripling in size since Wednesday. All waiting in near 100-degree heat, washing clothes in the Rio Grande and sleeping outside for a chance to claim asylum.
We need the administration, Secretary Mayorkas, the vice president, and the president to call this what it is. This is a crisis.
With staff unable to keep up with processing, state lawmakers are calling on Washington for help. In response, DHS promising a massive movement of migrants, announcing 400 Border Patrol agents are en route. The agency also resuming deportation flights to Haiti within 72 hours, adding our borders are not open and people should not make the dangerous journey. With Del Rio's only border crossing now temporarily closed, the city losing cross-border business daily until the migrant situation is under control.
We're just a small town and trying to hold on to.
Many of the migrants have spent years living in South America before choosing to make the dangerous trip north. This man sharing how he's just one of thousands still on the way. Tonight, many of these people could soon be headed back to the island nation, still reeling from a massive earthquake barely 1 month ago.
What is your message to the president tonight?
President Biden, close the border. Take action to secure our country. You have abandoned citizens of Del Rio, Texas. Take the action to close this border.
And Morgan, Governor Abbott is mobilizing state law enforcement to the border.
Yeah, Jose, he has pledged 1,000 Texas Rangers and state troopers to try to help secure this scene. Within the last hour, state troopers have parked alongside the Rio Grande to try to curb more migrants from coming across. But for the ones that are here, there are still desperate needs. You can see ambulances that have pulled up all afternoon long. We're keeping a very close eye on this for now. Jose?
All right. That was NBC reporting on that news. So here's my take. Yeah, Tony. It's very sad what is going on in Texas right now. But here's my thing. A lot of people are saying that it should be treated the same as Mexicans coming over the border, coming in. And that is true. I don't see that as a crisis. The border should not be closed. Just as we have helped Mexicans, undocumented immigrants, get into this country, the Haitians should be no different. Now, for everybody people have to understand this. You may not like the president or whatever, what have you. Got it, good. But one thing our Americans are forgetting, y'all forget there's a chain of command. There's levels to this shit. Let me say that again. There are levels to this shit. Let me explain that. I am not going to go straight to the principle that I'm getting bullied when there's a teacher right there. Because when there's a big ass parent-teacher conference, and you got parents complaining about their kids being bullied, and the principal is the one that's hearing all this, but he's not getting no intel back. You want to know why? Because people jump the chain, and nobody is telling the teacher. I think that's the most simplistic thing that I could put it. When the teacher don't know, then the weight falls on them. Well, I take that back. The weight falls on them, but at the end of the day, it falls on the principal because the principal is the face of the school. He's the face of the staff body. If anything happens, he's going to be the face of it, no matter what. But if he's not in the know, he's not going to know nothing. So in this case, there's a governor. Before the president, before federal government jumps in to do anything, that is the governor's business to take care of it. It is up to him that all this is that's what is going on down there. This is his state. Okay, let me see. My opinion is that I feel like to help more countries integration innovation instead of taking everyone in. We don't have the resources. We got a lot of other supplies from other countries, and if they fall, we fall. My opinion is I feel that to help more countries with integration instead of taking everyone in. I understand where you're coming from with that. Tony T. Gwynn, y'all, that's my homie from back in VA. I feel what you're saying, but also realize that us as a country, we have caused many of these countries to fall like that. When they had good presidents, we come in and we start a coup, and these are why the countries are like that, and Haiti is one of them. Because every time we go up in there and we involve ourselves in their affairs, something mysterious happens. When that country's doing great, we always find the way to mess it up. And this is why you have, like in Mexico and El Salvador, look at every time when we intervene in their business, the country just automatically goes to shit. I mean, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100. People don't want to talk about that. Where people sit there and say, well, we shouldn't allow them to come in. Yeah. You, in your own world, you think you got me with the aha, you correct, you're right. No. The reason is, if you going into somebody else's house is great, house clean, all that stuff, and you just go up in there and you just, let's just say, ate up all the damn food. I mean, you just literally just take their food. You took everything from them. What makes you think they're not going to come knocking at your door asking for the stuff that you taken away from them? And they know that you take it away from them, but since you got it, now they got to ask for their stuff back. It's like taking their bike away from them. And you're the only person that has a bike in that whole entire neighborhood. You don't think they're going to come to you to borrow the bike that originally was theirs? So what I'm saying is, for anything that happened within the state, is the governor's responsibility. I just like how mainstream media always like to, and NBC, they like CNN. They're not liberal. They're not liberal at all. They're like CNN. They that twig in the middle. 1 minute they're conservative, the next minute they're liberal. So for anybody who's sitting there thinking NBC is some liberal or CNN some liberal freaking news source, you're idiots. I'm putting it out there. You're dumb. The simple fact of the matter is this. Should the president step in? Yes. Should the current administration step in? Yes. But at the end of the day, what's going on in Texas is not at the hands or the behest of the current administration. That's that governor's job. The governor of Texas, Governor Abbott. He's the one that should be deploying National Guard, should be helping out national security. It's funny. They had all that power and did everything else when 45 was in. But now all of a sudden, this current administration is not doing their job. No, it's the governor that's not doing his job. See, as a leader, when somebody else that you put that you give a lot of responsibility to, your second in command, is not pulling the weight, that's when you step in. Now, everybody on the outside looking in will look at the president or look at the leader, the person that's in front, as I'm gonna use military terms, the platoon sergeant. If somebody's platoon's fucked up, guess what? Everybody else fucked up as well as the leader, and he will take that hit. So for him to fix that, or him or she to fix that, they gotta go to the squad leaders and be like, hey, what the fuck's going on? Fix that shit. The squad leader should already have that soldier situated, or whatever's going on situated, before that platoon starts to see what's happening. But let me see what T. Gwynn is putting. I feel like the Red Cross should be bigger than what they are. We are Americans and we can do it. Which you are exactly correct. You are on the money. And that's what I'm saying. The governor, because remember, we still living in a world where they're still saying states' rights. But then when shit hits the fan, now it's the federal government's issue and trouble and problems. But see, nobody's not talking about that. They're talking about the current administration still following a freaking policy of a law that the old administration passed that basically bans people from crossing the border. It's a policy like that. Basically banning people from crossing the border and getting into the states, which unfortunately they're still following. I get that. But at the end of the day, if you want to look at this in a very logical sense, this is the governor's, this is his work. This is his responsibility. If I was the president, I would really give him a call like, this is happening in your state. If I come in and do anything, I'll be doing your job. I will be the one wiping the shit off your ass. I'm the one that's doing what the people of your state voted you to do. And this is a deeper thing in America. We don't know the levels to this shit. No, the chance compare. And yes, they do need new governors. Oh, yes, they do. They do need new governors. Because that governor is horrible. Because that COVID numbers are still skyrocketing to the roof. And you know me, I'm a Cowboys fan. Tony, I think you're a Cowboys fan too. You know, as much as I want to go to a game, my ass is definitely going to be masked up. I got my COVID mask, all that stuff. But the simple fact is, everybody just need to stop. And I'm not trying to defend this current administration at all. I'm not saying that it's perfect or anything like that. Even if it was the old administration, I would still have the same stance, even though they didn't know how to get the head out the ass. But not everything is their fault. Does it happen on their watch where they have to take responsibility? Yes. But you also got to understand who is running the show. Who is the one that's actually there, boots on ground, and allowing this mess to happen. Because once again, if I was the president, I would have been telling them, why am I doing your job? Anytime I have to come in, I got to help you stay face. Keep face, you. because for some reason the buck passed on to me, and that's what makes this country terrible. Everybody's passing the buck because since this person is in a bigger position, a bigger leadership, that they're the CEO of the company, if anything goes bad, it's their fault. Rather understanding that there are other supervisors under them. Unfortunately, that CEO is going to take the responsibility, but the real work happens when they go within their freaking staff body and find out who's responsible, who was actually working in the department. Why did you fucked up and drop the ball? You better explain, because I literally had to go in front of the media and basically own up to your bullshit that you either told me little or nothing about. So we have to understand, one, that there's levels to this shit, literally. This is the governor's show. This is Governor Abbott's show. Let's not sit there and take the blame off him. This is his show. This is his shit show. This is not the current administration's shit show. This is his shit show. Because I guarantee you, if the roles were reversed and we had the old administration and Abbott was a Democrat, oh my goodness, they would have been blaming him to Kingdom Come. Tell me if I'm wrong. They would have been blaming him. Left and right. This is your show. This is your show. So now it leads me back to the Haitian people. It's sad that their country has been ravaged by storms. Their freaking president got assassinated. And it just hurts me to see that they are out there, you know, I don't know what you want to call that, a camp or whatever, 15,000. And the people of Del Rio is worried. Well, they was only interviewing white folks. Let's be for real. They was only interviewing white folks. They have not interviewed one Mexican. They did interview not one black person up in there for that interview, which is once again mainstream media at its best. Let's go ahead and just talk to all the white folks because they will know. And no offense to any white folks that's watching the show, but you know, on the show we keep it real. They deserve as much respect and deserve as much care as we do for the illegal Mexicans that come into this country. Because I guarantee Del Rio does have undocumented immigrants in their community. So let's not sit here and trip and think that Del Rio is basically all Americans and they all registered and all that stuff and full of all white folks, because that's not the case up in here. Let me see. What can anyone do to change this? Well, this was eventually going to happen. And mark my words on this, Tony, and I'm not only just talking to Tony, I'm talking to everybody. This was going to happen. The mainstream is going to continue, and also the new black media is already painting Biden, President Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris as the bad guys now, because, you know, since they don't vote, they always whine, whimper, and freaking complain and all that stuff. So what's going to happen is you're going to have the mainstream sitting there poking the finger at this administration, the new black media. They consider themselves media, pointing the finger at this current administration. And then you're going to have Governor Abbott just going under the radar and basically once in a while saying, yeah, it's their fault. It's their fault when he's the governor of the state, but oh well. And eventually, this current administration is going to have to do something. And I'm hoping that this current administration do not turn them away. Hoping that they will work on a path to citizenship for all 15,000 Haitians. That they can work out something to get them in, get them established, get them living in the States, do all the things that they do for put them apart as the dreamers, and put them apart as DACA. That's what's one of the things that they should be doing. Let me see. My opinion, don't change policy. Texans need to step up. Yes, they do. Yeah. And so they need to have them as a part of DACA. Put them as part of the dreamers. Bring them into this damn country. They can make this country great. They're not going to bring in crime and all that stuff. Let's stop the BS. Bring these people in. I'm not going to say these people. Bring these brothers and sisters in. Bring them in. Treat them as they were illegal immigrants from Mexico and El Salvador. Bring them in. Get them on DACA. Have them have a path to citizenship. Let them get vetted. Do whatever that they need to do so they can get their full citizenship. That they will get it. Y'all did it before. You can do it again. Do not make this a racial thing. Let me see. Oh snap! I'm getting messages. Yeah, so it's sad that this is going on, but it's sad, but I'm letting y'all know and telling y'all this for a fact. Hopefully, this administration. Hopefully, I'm even going to give the governor of Texas a benefit of the doubt that they will come to their senses. That they will come to their senses and basically give these people a chance to come into Texas and help them get on the path to citizenship. And then they can tell the president, like, okay, we want to make these people civilians. That's it. That's it. Because what is happening right now, how the media is reporting, is horrible. Close the border. What's close the border is going to do? What do you mean close the border? Just stop it. Let me see that part. Sorry to pandemic happens. What happens when they need? Yeah, it goes by that. But let's see how everything plays out. Hopefully, cooler heads prevail. Let's stop looking at these Haitians as the worst things on the faces of the earth. This happened before. This, I'm sorry. I'm keep getting distracted. My boy keep messaging me. I'm gonna give him a call. Yeah. Don't look at them as enemies. Don't look at them as terrorists. Don't look at them. Give them the same respect of getting them in this country as, like I said, as the illegal Mexicans that comes in this country. Accept them like you accepted the Mexicans. That's all I ask. But here on hashtag Fade to Black, we're going to control the narrative. They're here to come into this great nation called America. And you should have every freedom and right to come in. And like you heard that one Border Patrol dude sitting there saying, close the border. Yeah, white boy, you will say something like that. You will say something like that. Close the border. No. Why don't you just shut the F up, because you and the rest of your Border Patrol freaking slave catchers, yes, slave catchers, was sitting there whipping each and every one of those Haitians that was going up the hill and going through the waters and all that stuff. And one of them was sitting there saying, the reason why over here, because your country is shit. Really? But we see how the next months transpire. We see how it goes. Once again, I want to thank Cheddar Boy Popcorn for sponsoring this the show. And like I said, I wasn't going to keep y'all too long. But other than that, y'all have a great one. Friday, we'll be right back. And remember, we control the narrative. Each and every one of y'all have a good one. Have y'all thoughts and y'all blessings with what's going on down there in Texas with every single one of those Haitian individuals, family members, and all that. They're human beings too, and they deserve every right to come in this country. And T. Gwen, thank you for tuning in. Thank y'all all for tuning in. I'm outro. Y'all have a good one. If I can find the outro slogan. Oh, here we go. Y'all have a good one.